In order to adapt education more effectively to your students' lives, it is necessary to shift from teacher-centered to learner-centered education. Module 1, Building Blocks of Primary Education, builds the foundation of learner-centered education by introducing principles of 21st century teaching and learning. This module focuses on teaching and learning concepts and tools, the application of lesson planning, and designing learning environments. There are 12 interdependent principles of teaching and learning which support a personalized learning process through learner-centered education. These principles include active involvement of the student in their learning process, understanding learning as a social activity, and as beneficial for the learning journey. It is also important to help students relate new information to prior knowledge, learn to transfer knowledge, understand rather than memorize, and to develop appropriate learning and problem-solving strategies. As a teacher, you should make time for your students to practice learning from their own errors, and then correcting them. This is a crucial process. As children develop at different paces, it is important to cater to individual differences. Lastly, you have the opportunity to motivate your students through acknowledging their accomplishments and building their self-confidence. There are different theories that explain how students learn. The role of teacher and learner differs depending on the theory used. Behaviorism sees learning as a proper reaction to the presentation of external stimuli. In cognitism, learning develops through action, insight, and reflection. Constructivism focuses on the importance of prior experiences for learning. Connectivism outlines the importance of learning through networks, whereas subject-oriented learning sees learning as a personal process based on individual reasons for learning rather than outside forces. Among the different skills that you as a teacher should possess, there are 5 that are crucial for an effective learning process. The first is the ability to plan. Planning should be purposeful, focused on learning, and have realistic objectives. Next is being able to explain and demonstrate to help your students connect concepts to actual practice. Additionally, good questioning can increase student participation, promote understanding, critical thinking, and creativity. Lastly, it is also important to have an overview of the progress made and possible impeding factors to be able to reflect and evaluate one's own teaching practice. Let's talk about teaching methods. Variety is important. You can use different teaching methods like direct or indirect instruction, experiential learning, interactive instruction, or independent study. When using these different teaching methods, it is important to keep the size of the group in mind. For example, in a larger class, teachers might gravitate towards direct instruction, but there are many interactive teaching strategies, including group work, that are still feasible. Smaller groups allow teachers to be more flexible for a variety of interactive teaching strategies, like field trips, research exercises, and problem-based learning. You should select your teaching method based on these factors and match them with your desired learning outcomes. A learning environment is any space where teaching and learning occurs. There are different steps that you can take to build a positive learning environment. For example, design a welcoming learning environment through different furniture arrangements. Set rules and goals to make the students feel safe and supported through praise and feedback. Give students the opportunity to work at their own pace, explore their interests, and engage in a meaningful learning process. Remember, it's important to create learner-centered instead of teacher-centered environments. In Module 1, you'll be introduced to the basic principles of primary education, discovering different theories explaining how students learn. To create a link between theoretical input and practical learning situations, different effective teaching skills and strategies are presented, as well as important factors to consider when choosing the appropriate teaching methods. Lastly, we explore the importance of positive learning environments and how teachers can build and support them. So, let's dive in.